Hi everybody, it's Rogan. I'm so depressed I'm not wearing black. Uh trying to trying to keep it together. I think actually this bout of depression is basically a medical issue. To go to the hospital again to find out I'm apparently suffering now from low blood pressure and slight dehydration. Anyway, I'm now under instructions to instead of keeping my fluid consumption down, consume extra fluids and the medications I take for blood pressure, cut them in half. Uh, I feel really weird and really sick. I guess you can really tell because it sounds like I feel really weird and really sick. Yeah. Well, happy Halloween. I wanted to recommend some horror movies because I have been watching them. Up until the last couple of days, I got derailed by how serious the depression was getting and confusion. So depressed, I'm confused. Yeah, like I said, it's probably the low blood pressure or the medications or something related to it. Anyway, the last couple of Halloween related movies I watched. I'm trying to watch a bunch of horror movies this month that I've never seen before, that I haven't seen in a long time. And I do keep finding good movies, generally really old movies. Anyway, I wanted to recommend in a video where I could talk at more loquacious a length than I can in a tweet at the Twitter. Uh, X. So The Brain Eaters is I think it's 1958. It's a 50s movie. And according to IMDb, it is actually based on Puppet Masters by Heinlein. I thought it was just ripped off from it in a sort of a EC horror comic script kind of way. Like I didn't. I mean, it is really close. It's not set in the future, but then neither is the actual movie of the Puppet Masters, the one with Donald Sutherland, which, as I recall, is pretty good. But I haven't seen it since it came out. If you don't know the Puppet Masters, the premise of the Brain Eaters is that this weird spaceship turns up in the woods, and it disgorges upon this small town these weird, sort of cute, furry monsters with antenna things that stick out of the front of them that clamp onto somebody's. They stick the things into the back of their neck, and then they ride them like body snatchers type zombies. Now the Brain Eaters, the movie of the original movie of the Puppet Masters, I guess, is what it is really strange. It's technically a train wreck. It's just sort of poorly put together in this really odd way, but it's also really earnest about what it's doing. So it's kind of the same set of factors as like an Ed Wood movie. Also has the Ed Wood quality of feeling like it's just much later at night than actual nights ever get when you are watching The Brain Eaters. Whenever you might watch it, no time of day would fail to produce this effect of it being on the TV after the end of 3 a.m. Everywhere in the world. In a good way. The thing I wrote on X about it, I said that I bet David Lynch likes this movie as much as I do. It's that kind of weirdly atmospheric and I don't know if trippy is the right word. It's just like it seems like a weird dream of a bad movie rather than just a bad movie. And I really recommend it. I just had a great time watching it. And I don't often have a great time watching movies these days. The other movie I saw in the last week or so that's great. Also, a science fiction horror movie. This one feels more science fiction than horror to me. I wouldn't associate it with Halloween normally, but here we are in October. Uh, when I finally got around to watching Demon Seed again. This is an early 70s movie based on an early Dean Koontz novel. Um, I've seen it a couple of times before. Saw it when I was young. Came back to it because the computer monster thing in the back half of the movie is really cool. Drew me back. But as it turns out, Demon Seed is sort of like Tron or Videodrome, more like Tron, in that it's just so accurately prescient about AI and its implications uh, that it's a better movie now than it was when it came out. Like, it's just straight up better um, than it was the last time I saw it and the time before that. I've seen it at least twice before, but this time uh, I was totally blown away by it. The premise is uh, actually the guy who plays the villain in Reanimator. I don't know the actor's name, but that's who the actor is. Uh, Plays an inventor who, in the near future, has invented this AI that is basically like right where actual AIs are right now. It can think. They're just feeding books into it and languages into it, teaching it, but it can make itself more intelligent as it goes. Um, the AI. The AI quickly turns out to be reptilian cold and sort of viciously clever, makes its own decisions, moves into a remote terminal in the inventor's house and takes over the house bots and traps and imprisons the inventor's wife, Julie Christie, to force her to become impregnated with this bizarre sort of half metal, half human, half AI, half Julie Christie monstrosity, um, so that she can become the womb for the avatar that this AI wants to create to unleash itself upon the world. Um, it's such a good movie. I was really blown away. It's really intense. It's really creepy. It's super smart. It's very psychedelic. There, it's archetypally resonant in this way that in the 70s I would associate with like Carrie or Deliverance. It's not uh, that it has anything else specifically to do with or in relation to those movies, except that it's archetypally resonant. It just feels like a fairy tale story you've always known. Wow. Hey, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm not falling apart. Um, yeah, pardon me for coughing. Yeah, 9 minutes of successfully talking. I'm not going to back up and get rid of that cough. You'll have to live with that. So, yeah, that's all I really had to say. Anyway, Demon Seed is great. The Brain Eaters is super fun. Uh, they aren't quite on point for Halloween movies. Like I said, I think the last time I made a video about movies, I've been trying to make sure I tweet about every movie I see. Basically, just a couple of sentences. Um, I don't know that anyone else is using Twitter to actually write capsule movie reviews the way that I am, but it's serving as notes for myself so I remember what I've seen. And you can go pick up movie recommendations there from me pretty easy. You can just click on me and then scroll down and see which movies I said are good. Not that it's always totally clear. I mean, good. What does good mean? uh, okay. Um, my health is in pretty dire shape. I'm holding on, but I, in private, have been talking smack about not holding on. Just depressed. But I'm trying to make it. But if you're one of the 4 people who watches these videos, who, at least 2 of whom I think actually care about me, thank you. You're my family and friends. Thank you. Happy Halloween. I'll hopefully see you again sometime soon.